She just popped her ult off. It is time for some more Saga of Tanya Evil. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And Patreon, you can catch the full-length reactions and other exclusives over there. But let's jump into it. See what they got in store for us this week. Oh, I thought his head was severed at first. It's the bloody fucking fur. Holy shit. I was like, what the fucking Eren Yeager nonsense is this? Major, you just know how to make a guy feel better after he nearly got killed. I like you a lot as a character, but if we killed you right now, it would probably be for the benefit of the general people. I gotta be real. I wonder why this empire will fall. One of life's great mysteries. It's gonna work. His bullshit's gonna work, and it's gonna make him feel indestructible. That's exactly what I was waiting for. Tanya, I know you love anal, but for once in your life, just don't go in the rear. Please. That might break through, actually. She might get stabbed. I mean, you gotta admit, this doesn't give a lot of confidence that she's making it. I love that she hates doing this. Every time she's like, I fucking hate the fact that I have to pray to my most hated person. I mean, I appreciate that he's willing to die with his people, but it would have been real great if we just didn't get ourselves in the situation at all, you know? I would actually be shocked if they would be willing to kill him off. This is the reason why morale's gonna... Whether they win or lose here, this is why morale's gonna stay high. At least you know he's not a hypocrite. Did he get fucking hit yet? I do not want to follow and die for this man. But I'll say this, at least when he says getting your limbs blown off is just a soldier's duty, at least he himself believes it's equal, right? That's crazy, though. You might want to put that fucking helmet back on. Oh, it was a ricochet. Just fucking... Oh my god, that's crazy, bro. Damn, if she only had that... If she had one more bullet, she would have had it there. Like, I don't think Tanya has a happy ending. I never really did. But I'm pretty sure Tanya's fate's unknown when the Empire falls. It's entirely possible she has a new identity at the end of it. But man, the morale boost from this is just... You ain't escaping this war. I think most will agree, Bro is one of the best characters in this show. 100%. Without him, the show is a lesser series. But you gotta hear me out. This last stand, this final hurrah, something that he himself knew he was going to die. Now it looks like things are gonna be okay. He is gonna make it. And I think whether he lived or died, in a way, the outcome was gonna be the same. The Empire would have felt inspired. Someone doing a final hurrah, going against all odds and dying, you become like a martyr, right? Like, that would still encourage them to keep fighting and, you know, honor his dead memory. But I think there's more of an argument to be made. A man facing, not even adversity at this point, just fucking hell. Like, literally, 1 versus 10,000. Like, that's the vibe it is. No matter how impossible the odds, they're gonna fight till their deaths. And we know the Empire ain't gonna make it, right? The movie says as much. But it almost feels like this is the turning point. This is the... Like, if there was ever a chance of potentially backing out, maybe peace talks, maybe we suffer enough defeat. Like, you gotta remember, too, if half the battles that Tanya seized victory for didn't happen, the higher-ups would probably have still tried their bullshit, but there wouldn't have been confidence that we can go against all odds. What does he say when asked, you know, when did you come up with this plan? Oh yeah, I just made it up on the spot. You know, he's the type of guy that says, hey, soldiers gotta lose limbs. It ain't right, but to his defense, he also believes it's okay if he dies or loses limbs. Suffering a defeat here, I feel like would have started the chain reaction, the domino effect, because I don't think the Empire is standing tall because of victories. I think the Empire... It's like the fucking Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's just one push, and once it happens, it's going to be a chain reaction. Unfortunately, these two in particular are the entire reason why they're going to last as long as it is. And it's going to give this false confidence. And in doing so, a lot of soldiers are going to die. A lot of people are going to die. Innocent. It almost feels like their deaths would cause the downfall of the Empire faster. And I could be wrong. It's entirely possible the reason as many civilians and soldiers get to live is because of their strength. So, like, to play even devil's advocate against myself, It is entirely possible the reason this isn't general society is because they lasted as long as they did. That is also a possibility that I'm willing to acknowledge. But when I take a step back and I look at what could have been potential outcomes, it almost feels like the downfall of both Tanya and him would have been more beneficial. And maybe I'm mistaken. But what a fucking episode, huh? I mean, I think everyone was thinking he was gonna die. When the fucking, the ricochet happens, like 3 or 4 times off the tank and his helmet goes flying, I thought it was Rip Bozo for sure. And I mean, when you end the last episode, right, bro got sniped out of the air. And I said it, I was like, it's not guaranteed he's gonna die, but, you know, it wasn't looking good. Once you avoid a death that you feel like is big enough, when you start building into another death that's arguably even bigger, for me, I have a lot less of a guard. Like, I still wasn't convinced he was gonna live, but at the same time, I was more willing to be like, you know, maybe. The turning point of him dying, Tanya being more inspired, because you also have to realize, right, Tanya's a fucking Japanese salaryman. That's who Tanya is as a person. It's Japan. A lot of people don't just quit in Japan. A lot of people don't fire people in Japan. You do your job whether you like it or not. It's not about Tanya having loyalty to the Empire. It's almost like, this is just the job I was dealt with, and until the job gives me peace, I'm on a battlefield. That's probably the biggest reason why Tanya will never turn a gun on the Empire, despite her lack of love for the Empire. And it definitely helps to keep her loyal when she has genuine respect for people like him. I'm generally wondering what happens to her, because as far as we know, we don't know Tanya's fate. Her fate is left ambiguous. I would not be surprised if in the future, when everything crumbles, she has a false identity and, like, that's how she was able to survive. Because it's hard to imagine the little devil in the sky, you know, being able to just continue it on. You know, like, she's definitely one of the people that they want the heads of when it's all said and done. But I can see how she could get around it, right? But either way, incredible episode. The production was a hit or a miss when it came to the 3D. There was a lot of aura farming shots like this. But yeah, the production is definitely getting a lot more noticeable that they're using 3D more. And I think in scenes with them flying around in his 3D models, I think it would be beneficial to have masks and hoods on the characters so they wouldn't have to try to, like, do facial expressions. Because, like, a 3D character model flying around with facial expressions is a lot more obviously 3D than a hooded figure. That's how I feel anyway. But really good episode. Inspiring, but unfortunately, the inspiring is probably why the downfall of the Empire is going to happen. Your thoughts, though? Like, comment, subscribe, Patreon, full-length reactions over there. And hey, if you're already over on my Patreon, of course, I'll give you that video shout-out too, because my patrons are on my YouTube channel. All right, so today we got Saint Liam, Lady Killdragon, Human Gamer, Cockyu, AI740, Sean1815, Gun Bunny, True Obelisk, A Barrett, and we also have 10 Crazy. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You know, have a good one.